What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. We have some super exciting news today. If you can't tell already from my outfit, today is all about Raceworks. That's right, Raceworks are a new sponsor of ours coming on board for the 2024 season, and we can't be more pumped. We're here working on the S13 again. We've got me mate Elijah here. He's come to do the big work and I'll just stand around, you know. Raceworks have delivered us an awesome care package for the car. We have now got a new surge tank from them, new lift pump, 2 525 litre per hour in-tank pumps. We'll pull it all apart and show you that shortly. But we've got new AN tools, a bunch of fittings, new fuel rail, some hose. I don't even know what's in that, but we'll work it all out. Get keen.
Oh fuck, that's good as.
Wow. Oh, that's mint.
You've got some good stuff.
Yeah, it's a nice set of AN spanners. So first things first, let's show you what our current fuel system looks like. So, we've got a couple Aeroflow fuel pumps in there at the moment, and as you can tell, we've got a Raceworks surge tank in there. If you did watch our LZ World Tour video, you'll know we completely split apart the welded surge tank that I had in there. Raceworks came to the rescue in a major way and helped us out on the day and got us out just in time for qualifying. So, huge shout out to them. That's why we have one of their tanks already. It's one of their different designs, so we're switching it up. We'll show you, but the new setup should be a lot more compact and a lot neater. So, very, very keen. So these are our new in-tank pumps. They're actually 530s, not 525s. So unlike the old fuel setup, which had the external pumps, these actually mount inside the surge tank. So it should be a lot quieter as well. Speaking of surge tank, what a piece of artwork. I can't get over how nice this looks. The finish on it is ridiculous. So keen. Everything's all nicely set out. Keen to see what it looks like inside. We'll pull this top off. Oh, cool. Oh, it comes with even hose clamps and everything.
Yeah, so it's like full pump install kit.
Yeah. That's neat.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Yeah.
O-ring fit for the pumps too?
Yeah.
Wow. I've never had such fancy things on my car. Oh, damn. Cool.
So it's cool too because they have Teflon hose. So I never have to worry about it like ever splitting or anything.
A lot of the in-tank fuel line does not last submergible like a lot of it says, so.
Especially ethanol.
Yes, yeah. Yes, especially running ethanol. So, yeah, coming with a little Teflon hose, which is pretty nice. And does this sit underneath that, does it? Or sit in there?
Yeah, it sits under, so these like sit there.
Cool. All right, we'll set this up and get to it. So first things first, we'll just install our tubes onto the pumps, or a hose I should say. Bit of silicone spray. Just check that these barbs are tight. We'll just lube up these O-rings. Don't forget to slide our clamps on first. Oop. Oh, can't have that the opposite way, OCD. Bloody hell, that's so easy to go together. So pumps are mounted, looks nice and neat. Clamps are all done up. We've done them up on the opposite sides to the bulkheads. Everything is all labelled and very nicely done. So we've got our pump 1 and 2 outlets right there, which connect straight up. So this is the fitting that's going to go on top. and make this really neat product designed for this cradle, and it literally puts those two together. We're going to be leaving that blocked off just block off one other side and it's going to come out one side for us because we're not running both pumps as individual lines. Okay, our Raceworks dash 8 fittings. Just dash 8 to dash 8 ORB. A little bit of silicone spray on the O-rings. Sit in the car, basically that would be the left side, the fuel line's going to come out the right. I'm just going to put our block off on this side. Sorry for the rain in the background. I really can't get over how good the finish is in all these products. Like, I'm sure it comes across on the camera, but I've never had such nice fancy things. Everything goes together so well. Everything looks... It's race car as heck. Or it's show car as heck, I should say. So we're just going to do our wiring next. So it's just got bulkheads for the pumps at the rear. The fitting kit it comes with your ring terminals to crimp onto your wires. Cut them to length and crimp. Nice and simple.
There you go.
Look at that. That's like a professional did it.
Yep.
Elijah is a professional.
Not some guy in his garage.
5 meters of new rubber hose. Everyone goes braided, but I really like the simplicity of the rubber.
Yeah, you'll always find it at the track.
Yeah, if ever you have a problem with the track, it's very easy to solve. Wiring is all done. Just time to pop the filters on, and then everything can go back in the actual surge tank. Helps if you pull that out, you idiot. Look at that. Beautiful. And it's all going to be hidden away, but it's still going to look pretty. Oh, get in there. Yeah. Thank you. Boom. Amazing. All done. Got our other dash 8 to dash 6 fittings in the top there. So we're only running dash 6 lines in the car. We're pretty much maxing it out. I would say we're pretty close to maxing out a dash 6 line, eh?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but it's worked. We're not pushing the car any harder, so we're going to stick with that, not make it any more complicated. I don't see any reason why we need to push this car any harder in the future. If we do, we probably need a different engine, but you know. Yeah, how convenient. So Elijah has pulled our fuel system out.
Try to go more central so when you hit the walls it doesn't crack again.
True. If I hit the wall hard enough to bend there, surely not.
Well, that's what you did last time.
No, I dropped into a ditch.
Oh, well, yeah.
As you would have seen before, we had our surge tank here with our external pumps underneath and everything routed around it. Now everything is all contained in one unit. So if you're tight on space, definitely the way to go, but it should be a lot neater and a lot easier to maintain. These nice parts are making my car look like rubbish. It's making me want to do a flat floor and shit in it. She wants a challenge. Drop. Oh.
You're not challenged enough.
Nah. I'm going to break something if I challenge him. Or he'll break something. So on top of that awesome surge tank setup that we're doing in the back, we've also got one of their fuel rails for up front. Of course, it is a ridiculously nicely machined part. I'm guessing full CNC from the looks of it. We currently do have a rail, an old Tarks one on there, so we'll be pulling that off. Get the Raceworks on there. If you're a new viewer and you're not fully aware of the setup on this car, So it's still stock intake manifold. It's got a 3rd strike exhaust manifold, one of their long runner mid-mount ones. Running a Pulsar G25 550 turbo. It's a forged motor I built myself in this factory. It's holding together pretty damn good. Still got stock cams. We've got an R35 GDR coil packs. It's running a Link Storm ECU. We've got a nice under the rad support intercooler, as big as we could fit in there. And it has been very reliable all season. So hopefully that'll continue next year, because I'm not really changing much. Just basically doing the fuel setup for next year, otherwise no mechanical changes. One change from this year though, you would have seen the last video we put some shifter springs into the car. But I have actually managed to find a custom remote shifter for the car, so hopefully this will work out and everything will line up. Not sure what it's out of, but it's yeah, got a custom plate all been welded in there. So we'll get that fitted up for next season as well. It also means I can finally put my radio surround back into the car and get it looking a little bit more like a street car and not a race car pulled apart in bits. Because we already have a aftermarket fuel rail in the car, it should make this pretty simple. Obviously, you're not going to change any of these fittings here, so it should just be rail off, use the new brackets to mount everything up, and then old line straight back on. Loving the Raceworks, aren't you? Good boy. Hey, good boy. Look at that. We better get this off, eh? Now it makes my engine bay look like rubbish, so I'm gonna have to wash this out next time. You can see all the shit it's getting in there. But how beautiful. If I haven't said enough already, thank you Raceworks. I am super appreciative of everything that's coming on board for this car. So keen for everything next year. It's gonna be fun, and I'm just keen to get out there and drive again. I gotta say too, how nice using these AN spanners are. I've always been one that just uses a spanner. I'm like, you don't need to use the proper AN tools. But using them, you realize just how much better they fit and work on everything. So while the fuel rail has been getting done, Elijah has been smashing out the back area. Our surge tank is mounted pretty much in the middle of the car. We did think about making a plate and everything. The problem is with basically the way the floor is, trying to get somewhere where we can get enough bolts in, and the tank sitting flat was an issue. But figured we wait one day. As bad as I don't want to say it, it will probably eventually have to be tube reared. It's inevitable. So we'll worry about that when time comes, but at least it's in a nice easy spot to get to everything. And what are you doing now?
I'm just trying to adapt the old wiring to the new Surge. So we're just putting new terminals on. So I'm just trimming back all the old like covers and stuff, and just seeing what's there. But yeah, it's pretty simple. You just put ring terminals on, bolt it on.
Job done. Yeah, so all the wiring has been upgraded in this car in the past. So it's got 70 amp relay for the main pumps, 40 amp for the lift pump. Speaking of lift pump, we have got a new lift pump. So I've currently still got a 460 internal, which is way too big. 255 would have been more appropriate. We've got this, what is it? Peerberg, which is specifically designed as a lift pump. E85, low pressure, but high volume pump. Part of the problem that we may have had with the way the surge tank cracked in the past was how much pressure there was in it. It did seem like there was a lot. I never really checked it because I never had a problem with it, but that 460 was probably pumping a bit too much fuel into it. So what do you reckon, Elijah?
Yeah, definitely. This is like, that's probably the best pump you go, because they don't really fail because they're not really drawing all the current. So
yeah, yep. So pretty much going overkill on all the setup. Even the pumps that we've got in this surge tank, we've got two 530s, as I said. One 530 is enough to do what this car is making. So the plan is, I'm not sure exactly how we're going to wire it. That's an Elijah problem probably. But the plan is to run one pump and then just switch if one dies. So one will always be a backup, so we'll never fail. Running all new rubber line, just the other stuff's been in there a few years. Might as well update it with some new stuff and put the Raceworks quality line in it because I had a whole bunch of different brands in there. Pretty much anything I could get at the time when I needed. Now we'll all have matching line. Oh yeah. That one, okay, cool. What you doing? How you going? Come to give us a hand? Thanks, Goose. Cut everything else. Yeah. Oh God. Oh yeah. All up my armpit. That's lovely.
I don't know what you expected though.
I don't know why I didn't expect that either. I kind of just didn't think about it. Can you pull that line and see if it comes off? I feel like it should. Yep. We are all done here at the factory. So, well, I got a bit carried away. We're not quite all done yet, but we're done for the day. So, Elijah has finished up here. We've got all the lines done to size and all the fittings back on. Now, this will have to come back out again because, as you'll see, the battery is missing. I've made the call. Yes, the wiring worked, but given we're upgrading the fuel system and how neat everything is starting to come along, everything else was sort of just letting it down. So I'm actually going to pull the surge tank and everything out as well. I'm going to paint the boot, just a flat black or something like that, just to clean it all up, make it look a bit nicer. And Elijah's taken the battery home. He's going to make a bracket off the side of that with a relay block. Have all our relays mounted nice and neatly, and all the wiring going to be nice and short straight off the battery. So yeah, should have no issues and everything will be all hunky-dory.
Yeah.
Keen.
It'll be nice. You'll have it. Now you got to make the rest of the car match.
What do you mean? It's not that bad.
You're gonna have to clean the engine bay and everything.
Oh yeah, I've got to watch a lot of shit, yeah. It'll get a clean up before it goes to an event.
It's not that bad.
This is the worst bit of it. I haven't had a fuel sender in this car for a million years, and as you probably would have seen in previous videos, I have ran out of fuel a couple of times. Yeah, Elijah has a good laugh because there was one time we were pulling the rocker cover off to check if we broke a rocker arm when we were actually just out of fuel.
I think there's been more than one time you've called me at an event, you'd be like, my car's coming out, and it's always no fuel.
I've got an old pump cradle that does have the original fuel level sender on it, but I had drilled 2 holes in the top of it for old bulkheads that when they came up, you couldn't put this top plate on. So Elijah's taking that back too. He's going to TIG weld up the holes so we can reuse that. And then I'll be able to tell where my fuel's at. And no more running out of fuel.
Please.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway, that's as far as we're getting today. Once again, huge shout out to Raceworks. If you want to show Raceworks a love, please give this video a like and subscribe if you're not already. I also must give huge shout out to my mate Elijah for coming down and giving me a hand, giving his expertise and making sure I'm doing things properly, because that's what we're all about here. Yeah. No shortcuts, yep.
Don't want to be fixing it at the track.
Nah, that's it. So, especially as I said in previous video, there's a chance this car might live in SA next year, depending how plans and funding and things happen. So if that's going to be the case, then we need to make sure this car is in tip-top shape, easy to maintain, easy to service, and as reliable as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if shit breaks, then at least it's easy to fix.
Exactly, exactly. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Yeah, the Raceworks. You.